Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Minnesota Camper. I'm John Hanson, and we are keeping the momentum going as we move through our full day of our Q&A sessions covering parts, service, financing, and in just a moment, sales. We've been going all day. This hour, we're diving into that world of RV shopping, what to look for, what questions to ask, how to make sure you're getting the right camper for the way you want to travel. And joining us is someone who oversees sales across all of our Hilltop Camper and RV locations in Alexandria, Brainerd, Fridley, and Rochester, our regional sales manager, Kevin Strusz. We're going to get some questions from you anytime. If you just want to get in there, you can just put your questions into the chat. We've got some great ones that already came in ahead of time. And of course, if you want to see more on the service, the financing, or the parts Q&As that we've had been going on earlier today, you can catch those on our YouTube and Facebook pages as well. But right now, we welcome in Kevin Strusz from Hilltop Camper and RV to talk about the sales end of things and buying a camper. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, how are you today?
Doing good, man. Thanks so much for joining us. Everything's been going great today. You can only make it either equally as great or worse. So let's go for equally as great.
All right, fair enough.
All right, let's dive right into the questions, man. If you got questions for Kevin about buying an RV, this is a great guy to do it from. Kevin, first of all, one of the reasons why you're a great guy to do it from, I'll let you toot your own horn. You've been doing this a long time. You've worked with a lot of different manufacturers, different dealerships. Can you just kind of give a little bit more about your background in this business?
Sure. I started in 2003. I've been doing it a long time. 22 years? Yes, I definitely worked with a lot of manufacturers, seen the ups and downs in this industry. There's nothing that really has not been thrown at me, but it's a job that I can say I've never truly worked a day in my life. I love everything about this. I love this industry. It's probably the greatest industry, and once someone gets in it, they love it, and we're selling fun. You know, people come in looking for us for answers, but we just got to find the right floor plan. I tell people it's like a house. You know, you walk into something, you know it's the right floor plan. And we just got to make sure it's the right thing that fits your needs and that you can grow into or whatever it may be. But it's awesome.
There was a question I wanted to get to, and I think I'm going to start with it. I don't because it's kind of my own question. I was talking to some folks in our building about this yesterday. It was all when I was in sales and I was a sales guy. It almost hurt my feelings when people called me a sales guy. And I said to customers, I said, well, hold on now. Because the sales guy says to me is that I'm going to try to sell you something, as in I'm going to try to make you buy something that you may or may not need or want. Mm-hmm. I'm here just to show you what we got. You're going to sell yourself. That was always my thing, and that's how I felt. We call our salespeople product specialists, right? Sure. Everybody's got a fancy title for salespeople, but I think product specialist really fits what we actually do, and it goes to what you were just kind of talking about.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's our job as a professional to help you find the right floor plan, right? And overcome and ask, you have questions. We have to understand where you're coming from and how we can answer those and be truthful to you, right? You may want something that may not be the right thing for us, but that's why we're going to ask you questions when you sit down. And that would be your job, or whoever job is that's going to meet with you. Sit down and ask the right questions. Just don't take you out and show you 20 floor plans. But ask, what are you going to use it for? You know, what are your intentions? And is it going to sit on a lot? Is it going to be traveling around, or whatever you may do? How many people you may sleep with? Things like that.
Yeah, if you are just getting to our store, you will see. Yeah, we like to sit you down, ask you a bunch of questions, and the reason is because especially if you're first time RV shopping, listen, guys, you don't want to see 20 floor plans because they all look the same. You get confused. You could think it's not going to be confusing for you, but it happens every single time. It's our job really to try to find maybe 3, 2, 4 at the most to show you. And that's really going to serve you better, and it's going to serve everybody better. So without further ado, I'll get to more questions that we already had come in. And again, if you've got questions, you can certainly type them into the chat. We'll get to them as we can, but let's start here. What's the biggest mistake RV buyers make?
The biggest mistake RV buyers make is maybe not researching what kind of what they can pull with their truck, or maybe not doing a little bit of research and seeing what kind of a floor plan they need or things like that. Sometimes actually the biggest, I think sometimes the people want to go really small, then they realize that they didn't need to go that small because people get confused. I think the smaller it is, the easier it is to pull, the easier it is to back up. It's actually reverse of that, right? So the longer it is, the easier it is to back up. And I think some people tend to go wish they went a little bit bigger because it gives them more room on a rainy day.
I don't have the expertise you do, but I want to chime in on that too. I've actually done a video on this. I think the biggest mistake that people make is they don't buy what they want. And what I mean by that is that this is supposed to be fun, right? If you get the wrong and again, going back to the product specialist thing, it's part of our job to get you what is a good fit for you. If it's not a good fit for you, it's not going to be a good experience for you. So buy what you want. Don't go out of there going, I got a camper. No, buy the one that you really want. And then I say there's a second part of that. Buy what you want. And what I mean by that, me saying the same thing but doing it a different way is that you got to buy what you want, because not only do you have this idea that you're going to get this camper that you really want, but some people come into the store and they have this idea that I'm just at my first place. This is just my first stop. Or, man, that's a really great camper. That's a really great price. But I was going to go over here and check this one out over here. If you sometimes, like if we got 100 of them, okay. But if we've got a used one that you really love, or one that's on clearance that you really love, don't come with a preconceived notion. Buy that one if that's the one you want, because it might not be there when you come back. Correct. I get it trying to be prudent, but it's not prudent to pass on the one you really want and then missing out on it later,
Right. Absolutely. And we hear that all the time. If it was meant to be, it was meant to be, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, if you find the one you really like, buy it.
Yep. Next one. How can we be sure the salesperson, or we like to call them product specialist, isn't just trying to get a big commission?
Well, I think part of it goes to our dealership or to where you're buying. It's some dealerships are into it for the long term. Some may be into it for the short term. But at the end of the day, we're all pretty competitive. We have to be. The internet has done that to us. If you shop something and you're looking around, and if it's $10,000 higher than somebody else, that could be a little bit different. But for the most part, everyone's going to be right in the ballpark. The internet has saved that for everybody for the most part.
Okay. Why do so many campers fall apart?
Oh.
We're just talking to Chris. By the way, we're just talking to Chris, the greatest technician on earth.
He's amazing.
And you can watch that Q&A. We discussed this quite a bit, actually. And you'll be very interested to see his comments. Those are archived on our YouTube and Facebook pages. But I'll let you answer there, Kevin.
Oh, this is probably the best question of the day I'm going to have. I love it. Okay. Why do campers fall apart? And the reason I say is they're put together by humans. They're not put together like a car. So you got a house on wheels going 70 miles an hour down the road. Things are going to happen. Okay. Now, other thing is a lot of people don't do their maintenance. So what I mean by that is you get a car every 5,000 miles, put synthetic in, maybe 7, whatever, or 3,000 miles, whatever you do, but you have to do your oil change, right? A lot of people go, well, I just bought this camper 3 years ago. Well, what do you mean it's leaking, or 5 years ago? Well, that sits outside in the sun. The number one thing that kills campers is water. So you got to check your seals. You got to check the caulking, things like that, at least twice a year. But on the other hand is if you have to sell the perfect camper, things are going to happen, right? Because they're going down the road. It's our job to make sure that we're fixing them for you and doing the right thing. So you got to make sure you're bringing into us or any other dealership, whoever it may be, but just make sure that we're doing maintenance, because they are. It's a house on wheels going down the road, hitting bumps, doing this and that. So otherwise, campers are made to last forever. I mean, they truly, truly are, as long as you do the maintenance. But, trim is going to fall off because it happens. They're held up by these little nails sometimes, things like that. So you have to do a little bit of maintenance sometimes on yourself. But if you don't want to, that's okay too. I don't do maintenance. I am not a handyman whatsoever. So I would always bring mine in too. And that's the thing. I say, at least when you take it out of the year for the first part of the year, have it looked at, right? Then when you get it winterized again, have it looked at again. At least you're doing twice that. That's 2 times more than a lot of people. But a lot of people just don't understand that you have to do maintenance on a camper, just like a car.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about warranties and extended service agreements here today, both
Yeah.
with Dustin from our business office and also Chris, who, despite being the greatest technician on the face of the earth, he has bought extended service agreements for every camper that he's bought. So,
I do too. Yep.
really, really important. And also, of course, where you buy from is really important as well. Got another one
Mhm.
for you here. Oh, this is right up your alley. Why does it make sense to buy? Why does it make sense to buy now? Boy, I really got to watch those typos, but that's not my specialty.
Well,
But why does it make
yeah.
sense to buy now?
Doesn't matter what time the season is. It always just makes sense to buy if you find the one you like.
True.
Trade values are going to go down, right? Your trades are going down, and prices, they just don't go down very often in campers. I don't care if it's a car, camper, whatever it is. Prices go up. Prices go up, right? So, but if you buy now, especially in the fall, in like this time of year, it's a great time, right? We want to get them off our lot, especially in Minnesota. We don't sell. It's no secret. We don't sell as many campers in October, November, December as we do in March, April, May. So we need to get them off our lot too, right? So we're not paying so much interest on them. We have little incentives. We try to work with the manufacturers also, but when you say now, at the end of the day, if you find that camper you like, just buy it and try not to wait, right? Because 25 and you got the 26s coming out. So maybe you got a 25 closeout, you can get a better deal than the 26s. Well, if you wait and say, I'm going to wait till a 26, well, then you say, well, maybe I'll wait till a 27. Well, we're not getting any younger. So buy the one you want, enjoy it, and go out and have as much fun as you possibly can. That's what
Yeah,
it's
like
all about, is go and have fun.
the 2025 alliances are all on closeout right now. You can get a Alliance fifth wheel with a $2,025 rebate right now.
Mm-hmm.
And some people would look at that and go, well, yeah, but wait till January. But the problem is that camper that you loved isn't going to be there in January because somebody else took advantage of that $2,025 rebate. Also, by the way, we just massively reduced the whole inventory on Intex from 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not familiar with Intech, you're going to want to know about it because the prices that we have on those things right now are kind of where you would find a used one.
Right. And also you say buy now too, is colors change, right? So every year they have model changes, colors change. Once they run out of those colors, you're not getting those colors back. So if you fall in love with a color you like, just buy it, because if next year, and you can even, they sometimes run out of those colors by year end, and they hurry up and get the colors they're going to put in the 26s, maybe at the end of 25, just
Yeah.
because they don't have any left.
Yeah, last point I'd make too is this is a great time for used. Not only do we have a Black Friday sale that's on now for $500 off any used camper, but selection's never better than right now, right? We've taken them all in at the end of the season, and most of them are gonna sit there through to the spring. So if you go now, you're gonna kind of get that first selection on a lot, whether it's Hilltop or anywhere else.
Correct. Yep. We buy a ton of used campers too. So we try to turn that used inventory really fast. So that's when you say buy now. With that used inventory, we're turning them really fast because we do buy a lot of campers.
All right, let's go to another question here. Good for you as well, because you've been other places, and you have been with Hilltop, probably close to 2 years now, I would think.
Yeah.
How is Hilltop Camper and RV different than other places you've been? And you can speak from the perspective of a guy who was with me in Las Vegas last week, accepting the Blue Ribbon Award from the RV
Sure.
Dealers Association as one of the top 5 dealers in North America.
So yeah, in my 22 years, I've actually spent it with 2 different dealerships. Well, I can say 3 because we sold after 20 years. My one dealership sold, and someone bought them. But with that being said, you said my question was again, why is Hilltop so good, right? That was
How's it different?
How's it different? Thank you. Yeah, it's different because we have 20 service bays in Fridley. I'm going to start with that because we can do anything that needs to be done on a camper. And the companies send them to us to fix it, but also it's the family atmosphere. When we have owners that can actually be there every single day, and they're just, they're just not like dropping by, but they're actually coming in and they're doing an amazing job. They're there, open to close with us, asking us questions, wanting to talk to the customers. And they enjoy that, right? And that's pretty hard to find as an owner, someone that wants to do that. And with having 4 stores on the Hilltop side, and they're willing to talk to any single one. I drive around to all the stores, and one day I'll see Mike at one store, And he's driving down to Rochester one day, and next day he's in Fridley. He's just all over the place, and that is so refreshing. And I think that's probably one of the biggest difference. But also, our salespeople have been around a long time. We have one that's been there 18 years. We've had some that have been there for 16 years, 20 years. So when you have salespeople like that, you're doing something right. When you can walk in and say, "Hey, how long have you been doing this?" "I've been doing this 16 years in sales here." Our sales manager, he's been there 18 years selling, and he got promoted to sales manager year ago, maybe roughly. And he's awesome. He's probably one of the smartest guys when it comes to floor plans, and understands and knows how they're built. And he has no problem talking to them. So that's hard to find in this industry when you have that much knowledge in one building like we do. So I think that's the big difference.
The guys gave me crap, man, because I was still I'm just the new guy after 3 years. So.
You were technically.
I was, and I acted like it, so might as well still go with it. Another one for you.
All right.
Why do dealers charge so many junk fees? Well, that might be along the lines of what makes Hilltop different, right?
Yes. So I think part of it stems back to that thing called the internet again. So the margins have gotten pretty tight, but they've tried to get creative at how they can do that, right? So I think some dealers will say, you know what, we're going to charge for battery prep, propane, all that stuff. We'll charge for show through, where us and the few other dealerships in town are kind of still old school, where we're willing to take the lesser margins sometimes and say, hey, we're going to be an upfront dealership. This is all it is. This is what you're dealing with. It's just doc fee, tax title license. We're going to fill your propane. We're going to give you a battery. We're going to do what's right. And I think that's what stems down to some of us and some other dealerships in town. We try to do the right thing. So, yeah.
Okay, how about when are RV prices the lowest? I guess we talked a little bit about that, but do you have kind of definitive? And I'll throw in not just clearance and this time of year, but where do shows come into play when we talk about RV prices being the lowest?
Shows are a great time to buy. The reason is the manufacturers are there to help out, to show product. They give us rebates to work with you guys, and they'll work deals with us. So the shows are a fantastic time to buy. And we do 2 of those, one in January and one in March.
Okay. Up next, take care of yourself. Let's see here. Kind of flows into the next one. And again, you by the way have some experience putting shows on, so you might be a really interesting person to answer this question. Why is the convention center show only Camping World now? Get that all the time, right? People show up to that convention center show, which historically in the Twin Cities has been the show, and it's kind of funny how many people walk into our doors and go, "Hey, did you know that's only Camping World?" Well, yeah.
Yeah, so Camping World bought that show years ago and slowly started weeding us all out of there. Yeah, the RVDA group, MRVDA from Minneapolis, got kind of weeded out of there. So they wanted that show, they took it over, and I feel like the first couple years they did that, people really didn't know it was just Camping World, and they realized it, and their attendance has slowly been coming down. So in January, we started a show in St. Paul, which has a lot of the local dealers and not share Camping World one, but that will be January 15th through the 18th. And that's all the local ones now in St. Paul. We go to St. Paul. So we're trying to start our own shows now a little bit where Camping World's not involved. They all, like I said, they kicked us out just because they want a majority of the business. I get it. It is what it is, and they own that show, so they can do it. But so we as
did
a
you start that show in St. Paul, Kevin?
I did. Myself and another guy. We started that one about 4 years ago, the Minneapolis RV Super or St. Paul RV Super Show. We started that one about 4 years ago. I think
I like that show. It's also a way to get warm in January. That's
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's for sure. Yes. Yeah, interesting. So also other shows, like we were just in Anoka. That's a nice show in the fall time.
Yeah, that's a great show too. And the reason it's so good is we can bring some used in there. There's room at that fairground to bring some used in. That one we can also bring some closeouts, some stuff that towards the end of the year we want to get rid of, some one-offs, things like that. So that is actually a great show towards the end of the year. And then in March, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, please.
And that's in March 5th through the 8th. Last year we teamed up with the boat association, the boat show, and then we're doing RVs this year for the second year now. We'll be doing that. That's the March 5th through the 8th at the convention center, Minneapolis.
So the show that was at US Bank Stadium that we were at for a few years, no longer a thing. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And should be pointed out too, we mentioned Camping World, and obviously they're the biggest name in terms of camping camper dealers across the country. But the group that we work with locally, these local owners that we put these shows on with, obviously we compete, very hard against each other. But really, that group works very well together, don't they?
We do.
Better than anybody, yeah.
Yeah. So I can truly say I consider them my friends. I have a dealership that they all know I love selling toy haulers. That is my bread and butter. I'm a toy hauler guy through and through. I always have.
I'll let you be that guy.
I've been doing this as long as the first toy hauler was actually made. So I remember when the first one was made, but he would call me and say, "Hey, I got this guy. I'm going to send him down your way," right? Who does that as dealers helping each other out, right? If I got someone selling truck campers and we don't sell truck campers, I call this guy and say, "Hey, I got John Doe coming up. Help him out," right? That's where we all get along and play nice in the sandbox. Because I think at the end of the day, we all want to work. We all want us to be successful as dealerships, and as long as we play nice with each other and we can go out and have a beer, whatever it may be, at the end of the day, and get along, right? I think that's so important for in this industry, and that's maybe why Camping World, for instance, it doesn't work that way, right? And I understand that they're a big company. They want to take over the world. I get it. It is what it is, but it doesn't fit into what we believe in as local dealers, where we want to help each other out. And we want to do the best for you guys. And that's what's so important, right? If I don't have something that fits your needs, and I'm on your website, I'm on all these other websites all the time, and I say, hey, go see Tim, or go see, someone else at another dealership, whatever it may be, I'm going to send you in the right direction, because that's our job to do, to help you out. So
you're a toy hauler designer, from what I understand from my friends at Jayco when I was talking to them at the open house.
We did, yes.
Tell that story, how you ended up contributing to a design switch for Jayco in a toy hauler.
Yes, so I'm a firm believer of having bunk beds in the back instead of one in the main loft area in the main loft, so that all the kids can sleep together, right? Some people may only use it for storage, but why have one bunk in the main center area and not with all the rest of the bunks in the back, so that all the kids can be there, mom, dad can have some couples over playing cards, whatever. But they always used to put in the center there, and I convinced them to move it to the back, where it should be, by the way.
You are correct. That's a good call, and they gave you the credit for that. All right, final question here. Yeah, final question. What's your favorite college football team in Duluth, and why?
Oh, FU St. Scholastica, by hands down. My son played there for 4 years, and I can say he played all 41 games, because there was one game they played in Canada, and he was healthy enough to play all 40 games. Some questioned him that he should have played, but he did. And needless to say, I'm a proud dad about that. So thank you.
Yeah, you are, man. Well, it's very cool to follow him and through you, and you are a very proud dad. And I think he knows, but if he didn't before, Dad shares information all the time with all of us. We're keeping up to date on what he's doing there. So, and congrats, just having a kid in college, man. Way to go.
Thank you.
Be a proud dad for that. Kevin, awesome job, man. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And people can go see Kevin if you can catch up with him, because he is at all of our stores. Thanks, Kev.
You guys have a great day. Thank you. I'll answer any questions you guys ever have. Thank you.
Kevin Strusz, he goes around to all the stores and helps out. But of course, we're in Alexandria, Brainerd, Fridley, Rochester. Come see us. We'd love to help you out. Yes, product specialist is really the term that we like to use. We get it. It's a little fluffy compared to salesperson, but that's really the way we see it. And I repeat kind of what I said at the beginning. Sales to me says we're here to try to get you into something that maybe you're not sure you want to be into. And we're like, okay, yeah, you really got to buy it. And then you buy it, and then we're really happy, and maybe you're not. So it's much better when it's a product specialist, when it's somebody listening to you and seeing what you want, and then going, hey, this might fit. And then once you walk into it and you love it, you're like, yeah, this is the one. That's what a product specialist is. That's the difference, where it's like you just sold yourself. You don't need me to tell you what you need and what you want, right? So anyway, that's the way we look at it. We've had a great day today from 10 o'clock on. Today we've done Q&As with finance, with parts, with service, with sales. We hope that if you want to hear about any of those other ones, you'll find them archived on our YouTube and Facebook pages. Thanks for watching.